started. We have a couple speakers that we're working about tonight. Our first speaker has been a very long-time supporter of our club. He's been an invaluable asset to helping us grow our organization. Initially when we started out, we were just 7 to 8 members 10 years ago. And tonight is officially our 10-year anniversary. It's also the 10-year anniversary of the very first Texas winning in Bulls. More importantly, here to celebrate the 50th anniversary is the Andrew Romanowski. He's the National Club President. And throughout the last, especially the last year where we've had unbelievable growth, he has been an integral part of helping us grow our member base, as well as providing us a lot of tools and assets we need in order to grow our organization to help expand to new Lamborghini additional owners. He's going to speak here for a little bit, and I'll go ahead and hand it off to Andrew. So give him a round of applause.
Thank you very much, Amir. As far as what I'm going to speak about, everybody is well aware of how well the track event went today. I'm extremely proud of the job that the Houston chapter did. I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal to be in the Circuit of America. A lot of this, the photos from today's already gone out on the press wire, Facebook, Twitter, and stuff like that. I've gotten a lot of feedback already, and it's absolutely tremendous. So with that, I'd like to talk about where the brand is today, where the brand came from, and where the brand's going. We're at a really special time right now with Lamborghini. A little over 50 years ago, Ferruccio Lamborghini was driving a Ferrari when he decided, everybody here knows the story of how that came about. Almost 50 years ago exactly, 50 years ago minus a month, the first Lamborghini engine was started on the test bench, the 350, the engine to be the 350 GTV. Also at the same time, Ferruccio purchased the land in Satagata for the factory. Both born under the sign of Taurus, just like Ferruccio Lamborghini himself. I believe that this company has come under a certain fate that we're all proud of. Something that's brought us together like no other brand can, and that's Automobili Lamborghini. The brand has gone through a sequence of flagship cars that are like no other. The 350 GTV that I spoke of was a touring car that Ferruccio had envisioned for a car to be better than Ferrari. The supercar that came was the Miura, obviously. That car wasn't planned, it was something that the engineers had put together that were working for Lamborghini at the time. That car defined what Lamborghini was going to be in the future and defined what a supercar was to the rest of the world. Most people agree, even on Top Gear, they say that the Miura is one of the top 3 most beautiful cars in the world still today. The other 2 being the Aston Martin DB5 or DB7, the Ford GT, and of course the Miura. Following the Miura, almost immediately, the company did the same thing again with the Countach. They redefined for the world again what a supercar is. Following that, they came out with the Diablo, obviously, which at the time was the fastest production car in the world. Obviously following the Murcielago, then the Aventador. I don't need to say anything about the Aventador. You guys saw on the track today how tremendous that car is. It uses an excessive amount of carbon fiber. The power to weight ratio cannot be compared to anything else, and it just provides a land rocket in the straights. I was amazed to watch that thing perform. So that's what I want to say about the brand. I want to also mention something about Ferruccio. Ferruccio had a dream that was realized with his name on the company that we all celebrate today. Ferruccio sold his portion of the company in the 70s and then remained connected to the company through people like you, through owners and enthusiasts. The Lamborghini Club visited Ferruccio many times before he passed away in '93 and became friends with him and officially making him a club member. Ferruccio commented that our ownership activities, the club experience and things like that continued to make him proud even after he lost any kind of legal connection to the brand that bore his name. So with that, my speech has been kind of factual, serious. I'd like to see if Paul Elias would maybe like to tell us a joke to get everybody laughing and maybe a smile. Paul is one of the owners that came out. Paul's one of the owners. He's been a longtime Lamborghini member. He's owned a number of different Lamborghinis. He came all the way from Southern California to be here with his brand new Murcielago SV. I believe that this was Paul's kind of debut with the car. I haven't seen it out much in any of the blogs or anything like that in California. So
3 weeks old.
Paul is one of our more entertaining club members that's really the life of the party to anything that he comes to. So I'd ask Paul if he'd tell a joke or something.
Andrew, thanks. Well, you know, Andrew came in and asked me to say a few things about Lamborghini ownership experience. And, you know, everybody's got their own stories. Everybody's got all kinds of exciting things to say about the cars and the marquee and how the cars make you feel. But for me, I got to start with a joke. And I got to start with a car joke. And I don't want to hear any smart-ass comments about how bad my phony Italian accent is, but here it goes. It's a little long, so try to bear with me. So these 5 guys are driving through Europe in an Audi Quattro. Okay, they're having a good time. They're just visiting, touring through Europe. They get to the border of Italy, and they say, you know, the Polizia stops and says, what can I do for you 5 guys today? He says, we just want to go through Italy, see the sights. He goes, I'm very sorry, I cannot let 5 of you into Italy today. And they go, well, why not? Is Italy closed? No, my friend. Italy, she a country, she no closed. But there's a 5 of you in the car. This car, it says a Quattro right on it. Quattro. It means a 4. I'm not going to allow the 5 of you into Italy. It would be illegal. The guy says, no, you don't understand. The car just says Quattro. We rented it. There's, you know, it's got 5. No, listen to me, my friend. I'm not born yesterday. This car, it says a Quattro. Quattro, it means a 4. I'm not going to let the 5 of you in here today. You guys want to tour Italy, you're going to have to get one person out. They're going to go drive around. They're going to have a good time. They're going to see all the sights. You're going to come back, pick up the other guy. You're going to go. Okay? He said, this is ridiculous. So one of the guys says, listen, I got to talk to your supervisor. Policia says, hey, listen, it's no problem, but it's going to be a few minutes. He's busy with the 2 guys in a Fiat Uno. Track events are kind of like my thing. You know, I have a sort of a marred reputation for liking to, for enjoying to drive rather excessively fast, and today was awesome. From the moment the Circuit of the Americas was launched, I wanted to have Lamborghinis out here. I have no connections, nothing whatsoever. The cost, as you guys know, is astronomical. 3, 4, 5 times the cost of any other track we've ever been on. And it's, you know, state-of-the-art Formula One. It's the newest FIA Formula One track on the circuit. And I really want to thank the Texas Lamborghini Club for doing this, because it was not only ridiculously affordable for what we got, it was unbelievable. Everything about it's been awesome, and I can't thank them enough. That's all I got.
This comes from the guy that says he has no connections. If you get thrown in jail over a traffic ticket in Southern California, Paul's the guy you want to call. He'll get you out of jail. He's the only other guy I know that can get you into Club 33 at Disneyland also. For those of you who know what that is. I'd like to make a couple other announcements or introductions. We have 2 other important people here that I'd like to recognize. We talked about the Lamborghini Club Houston. Some of the main people with that, Omid, Safir, who's not here, and Ryan. These guys really poured through phenomenal events. We have things like this going on in other parts of the country too, especially in California. We have 2 people here today. Kimberly, who is sitting over here at this table, if you can stand. Kimberly brought the group from Southern California and has really poured a lot of energy into the Southern California Lamborghini ownership experience and getting people out and enjoying their cars.
Absolutely.
Someone else that's really, immediately became one of us, as far as the owners coming to events and stuff like that, is George Markle. George Markle's also sitting over here. He's recently come on board and volunteered himself to help out with the Northern California region of the club. So he's headed for what some of you guys have been up to.
Good luck.
I'd like to also talk about, quickly, the Lamborghini Festival. This is an event that put on in 2 weeks by Alfonso. Alfonso, if you could stand up. this last year, but it was on the cover of La Vida Lamborghini magazine a year ago. For those of you who have not seen it, there's a couple copies on each table. It's the Lamborghini Club's quarterly magazine. Alfonso event is it's really another spectacular event for the Texas owners. Alfonso had offered we could give away one ticket for the weekend. I wasn't sure what would be the best way to do it, but perhaps I can ask a Lamborghini trivia question if you guys are up for it.
Fair enough.
Sure.
Anybody want to take a guess at the color Ferrari that Ferruccio was driving before he started Automobili Lamborghini? And Valentino, you can't answer this.
Purple.
No.
Silver.
No.
Ferrari red.
Let's try Luigi. Oh, hold on, we have a gal here.
White?
White, absolutely.
You got it.
I drive a Bianco Superleggera.
Fantastic, bravo.
Brava.
Well, the other
I
person
don't
that I
raise my
want
hand
to,
unless I know the answer.
that was easy.
not blonde.
It was too easy. Someone else that needs no introduction, but is more worthy to speak about the Lamborghini brand than I or anybody else, Valentino Balboni. Say a couple words about your feelings.
What's up, Eddie? No,
Shy, but he tells some pretty exciting Lamborghini stories. I was going to take Valentino. We have a small gift among many other things. We have an Automobili Lamborghini Mura T-shirt. I think Valentino spent a lot of time with the Mura today, so it was only appropriate that this shirt go to him, of course. Maybe Valentino, if you could tell us a little bit about your feelings on the current Lamborghini brand, and how you feel coming out to owner, events like this in the United States.
I think this is a very difficult question. Anyway, I want to tell you something very easy. I hope you everybody understand my bad English, American. But anyway, I am very happy and very proud to be here tonight. My presence here was last-minute decision, and I am very happy. This is my first time in Austin, and I hope it will be not the first one. I mean, will be many more coming. For me, this year is year number 45. Next month, April 21st, will be my 45th birthday with Lamborghini, which means for me a lot. And I want to tell you something about this question. Looking at this picture, I want to tell you what happened to me many times, a few times actually, not many times, but a few times. I can't forget when Ferruccio Lamborghini was used to delivering the first Miura to the customers. And you imagine on those times, 68, 69, everything was wrong. Everything was missing. I mean, we never been ready to deliver a car. And Ferruccio Lamborghini was entertaining the customers while we working on a car to finish it. It was not a strike, it was just delay with parts, something wrong, And I can't forget Ferruccio Lamborghini. He was used to go on the road at 2 o'clock at night, early morning, or even midnight, whatever, what time. And on a quiet silence of Santa Agata countries on those times, no cars, no traffic, nobody around, we used to listen to the sound of the Miura going away. Because, if you have been to the company, still today, we have a long straight left and a long straight right. And Ferruccio Lamborghini smoking a cigarette was counting the gear. First, second, third, fourth, and then fifth. You know, every time Ferruccio was used to say, "Hey guys, you already put the fifth gear, doesn't break anymore. We can go back home and come back tomorrow morning." This was Ferruccio Lamborghini. I wanted to tell this story, talking about Lamborghini in those days and Lamborghini today. Thanks God, today we have Audi since 10 years, which is a huge, let's say, support, sponsor, quality. I mean, we had to change our mind a lot. I can tell you, we had to learn some German, but Germans learned a lot of Italian. And I'm very happy to be here today to remember those beautiful times and to remember the extreme quality, performance, and image of Lamborghini today, of automobile Lamborghini today. And I'm very proud to be still part of that group of people.
Thank you very much, Valentino. Does anybody else have an ownership experience they'd like to share? Well, we've got the Batmobile here. We've got Rick Shue, who drove 2,000 miles, and nobody else wants to say anything? Right here?
I have a question for Valentino.
Sure, sure.
So I read in a Ferrari chat forum once that...
You can't be careful with that.
Oh, yeah.
No F word.
Yeah, you're...
That the story about Ferruccio going to see Enzo and being...
Here you go.
He's got something to address here.
It's not true that it never really happened. That Ferruccio taking a Ferrari to Enzo, and Enzo saying, "Look, you don't know anything about building a sports car. Why don't you go back and build your tractors?" That story didn't happen. That it's not true. Is it true?
More or less.
More or less. So tell us the more.
I tell you exactly what Ferruccio Lamborghini was used to say, and I can tell you I heard many times Ferruccio Lamborghini saying the same story in front of a TV camera, Italian television, still in black and white, and maybe still today you can find in Google or YouTube something. Ferruccio Lamborghini sitting in a Miura inside the company smoking a cigarette in front of a camera and telling the true story, which I know exactly how it happened. Ferruccio Lamborghini bought a white Ferrari for his wife, because Ferrari in those times was the car to have. And Ferruccio was a very good man, you know. A lot of quality, a lot of good attitude, but he was a bad driver. You know. I can tell you, he was used to play a lot with the clutch and the spinning tire, you know. And he was used to burn the clutch many times. And you know, he was used to bring the car to Maranello for service and paying a lot of money. So one day he decided to have his Ferrari clutch replaced at the tractor company, where a good friend of mine was working there. And he told me exactly what happened. When they disassembled the clutch, this mechanic friend of mine found out that the clutch disc and the pressure plate was the same part fitted in a small Lamborghini tractor. And this friend of mine immediately called Ferruccio Lamborghini, which was upstairs at the office. Cavaliere, come down. And he showed him the burnt clutch of a tractor, of the Ferrari, and this brand new clutch on a tractor, which was the same part, because it was a commercial part, was a part that everybody was using on those times. And Ferruccio Lamborghini started to yell, and I don't want to say anything else, with his cigarette on the mouth. And finally, a couple of weeks later, he met Enzo Ferrari. And they started talking, the guys. And Ferruccio Lamborghini was complaining about the clutch, it was burned again. And he told him, I know for sure that you built your beautiful cars with my tractor parts. And this is when the Enzo Ferrari becomes very angry. And they started fighting. Enzo Ferrari told him, you are a tractor driver, you are a farmer, you can't complain driving my beautiful cars. And then Ferruccio Lamborghini told him, I will show you how to make sport car. And this is how the story started. This is the story that Ferruccio Lamborghini told many times to the journalists and the people when he used to go somewhere for dinner with customers, you know. Ferruccio Lamborghini was a special telling these stories. And since my friend, who passed away many years ago, told me the same story from another source, from another place, I must say that most probably is the truth, you know? Even if nobody can prove it.
You guys saw the Automobili Lamborghini calendar that went out this year. The Lamborghini Club used it as our official calendar. I was flipping through it the other day, and you know, it's the desk calendar. It's got a tagline. Who knows? They'd probably pay you know, an admin to write them or something. One of the taglines on one of the pages really hit what Lamborghini is: a relentless pursuit of the extraordinary. When I think about that, you think of the line of flagship cars and the success of the Gallardo. The Gallardo is what's made the company profitable and really a viable company again. When I think about the statement, a relentless pursuit of the extraordinary, I think of Valentino Balboni. The man's worked with the company for 45 years now. He sat down and I was going to ask him to tell another story, one of his, you know, harrowing Lamborghini crashes or something like that.
Very few. Thank you.
I know that there was a Countach you flipped and you had to kick out the windshield to get out one time. Another time he was driving a Diablo at night, doing night testing before the Diablo came out, and he had hit a bump in the road and it had the pop-up headlights. The headlights went down. Imagine going 150 miles an hour on a 2-lane road with no headlights.
Yeah.
I think my favorite Valentino story, if you guys will allow me one more, I think this story is hilarious.
Yes.
The epic brake failure in the, was that a Urraco with the customer from France?
It was a cat.
Hold on, Valentino. Wait for the punchline, right? So Valentino, you know, he's got the stories he likes to tell, you know, but you have to be in Italy at one of his restaurants to really get the good stories out of him. I was in Italy in October, meeting with the factory on a variety of things having to do with the 50th anniversary of Lamborghini. A couple other club members was there. Kimberly Hoskins was one of them. She doesn't think this story is as funny as I do, but... So I'll tell it. You guys will either laugh or it'll be an epic failure. So a lot of customers, the more well-to-do ones, and especially the ones in Europe that have the privilege of being in driving distance of the factory, they bring their car to the factory to be serviced, especially in the 70s. You know, there weren't a lot of service points around Europe and things like that. So a special customer comes in, a loyal guy that's driving a Urraco. Urraco's a V. Doesn't have a big brakes that the Countach at the time does or anything like that. The stretch of the road in front of the factory, does anybody know what that's called? And I'm not talking about Via Modena. What do the locals call the stretch of freeway or the road in front of the factory?
Balboni Highway.
The Balboni Highway, exactly. Valentino has a path he likes to take when he's testing a customer's car on the Balboni Highway. This, if you saw the TLC Rides episode, it shows Valentino in a Murcielago Roadster going through a certain hairpin on the Balboni Highway. That hairpin Valentino's been using for 30 years or more to test these cars. Customer brings in a car with a problem, Valentino tests it, you know, takes it out for a drive to see what's going on. So if I remember this story from a couple months ago correctly, customer comes in from France with a Urraco. Valentino gets in the car, the guy gets out, you know, goes into the factory to sit down and have a coffee. Valentino opens the door. There's kind of a strange smell inside the car. You know, like maybe the car had been sitting in the garage for a while, just, you know, something was slightly off. Valentino, puts it in gear, turns out of the factory, gets going, runs through the gears, gets the car up to speed. Here comes his hairpin where he normally starts getting on the brake. He starts pushing on the brake, and he's not getting the pedal that he's used to, but he's hearing some kind of a squealing noise coming from the brake pedal. Possibly that the master, cylinder is starting to drop fluid down there. If you hear that, brake line go, it's starting to, something like that. So he's coming into the hairpin hotter than he would come into in a Countach. Valentino's starting to sweat at this point. At this point, he's got to do something. Pulls it out of gear, stomps on the brake pedal. All he hears is, cat runs up Valentino's leg and shoots into the back of the car. The guy had traveled from France and he brought his cat with him. What he was smelling was a litter box in the back of the car. That's got to be one of the best Valentino stories. I mean, talk about what this guy goes through in testing cars. He deals with such customers. Anyway, would anybody else like to share an ownership experience? I know there's plenty of you guys in here that have done a lot with the brand and had exceptional experiences.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Luigi.
I would
Luigi is somebody else that deserves attention. He's been holding up the fort for the Texas chapter for a long time.
I would like Valentino to go back to the world. I would like Valentino to come back and tell us how he became a test driver, how he made it to become a test driver of Lamborghini.
I thought he was born in Santa Agatha.
Tell us the story, Lamborghini.
Thank you so much, Valentino.
Raffles. I was just listening to stories all night.
I don't know.
I want to hear it.
I try to make a short story of 44 years. I started as an apprentice mechanic. I was 20, 21 or 22 something, even before army, so it was even younger. Anyway, one of my first work that I had to do was to bring customer cars out of the service department in the morning and bring the car back at evening because we had not much room to keep the car inside while working. So after a few days, okay, no problem. But then I learned how to start the engine and push the car out, and then from out, instead of parking the car on the side, I was driving 2-3 times around the building and then parking the car here. At night, same thing. Instead of bringing the car from here to there, which was very close, I was driving 2-3 times around the building. And this is how it started. So at a certain point, everybody was complaining because even I started to do even during the day. And imagine on those times driving a Miura or a 400 GT or an Espada in front of the office with no air conditioning. I mean, a window open, no air conditioning. All the secretary were complaining because a lot of dust inside the office, a lot of sound, noise, and stones. So everybody was complaining. And my chef told me many times, my boss told me many times, you shouldn't do that because, we fire you. So I didn't for a day, but the second day I and they called me upstairs many times to, let's say, this is the last time, now you go. And finally, this was September 73, they called me again in the office. And they said, well, this time is my last time here, my last day. But that day they told me, since we need to train two young test drivers, and you are the one who really keeps driving around, we want to say if you stop driving around and you have the attitude to become a test driver. And this was Ferruccio Lamborghini and my general director on those times. And I said, is it serious? Are you joking or is it serious? And I said, no, we want to try and see if you have the attitude to become a test driver. And I was for 8 months with the senior test driver, Bob Wallace, which was my teacher. And then, after a year more or less, first time I went out with a Miura, with one of the last Miura we built. a beautiful black Miura SV, chassis number 5110, and that was my first car as official Lamborghini test driver. 10 o'clock in the morning, September 5. I was just going out of the door, out of the company. The man at the gate puts a button and the bar opened, you know, and I was on the road with, you know, as a Lamborghini test driver. And this, you know, is another thing that I can forget. I want to tell you another story, very short story, because this is nice, you know. This happened maybe 15, 20 years ago. I was a young engineer who came to work for Lamborghini maybe a month before, and this guy was in charge of the body, you know, in charge of the body. And we had a problem on those time with the supplier of the door gasket seals, because it was making noise sound, you know, with the speed. So he found new gasket for the door, and we had to go out testing the car on the road. It was his first time testing, I mean, sitting on a Lamborghini as a passenger. So we went out. I remember it was a beautiful day in September, and, you know, driving very fast. For some reason, we had an accident. To avoid the car coming in front, you know, I was braking and I spun with the car started turning, and then he ended up reverse, maybe 140, 150 miles per hour, 130 miles per hour for sure, and he landed on a field, and, you know, there was a lot of small trees, and, you know, I was sitting in a car holding the steering wheel, reversing, and I see all the trees flying, you know, in front of me. When finally we stopped, there was a lot of dust inside the car, a lot of everything. The first word this young engineer said to me, he said, "Valentino, are we dead or are we alive?" He said, "Open the door and get out of here." And this was an engineer which was working with the company maybe 2 months. And he never was sitting on a car, he will never forget. Still today, after so many years, when we meet, when we talk, you know, he's still asking me, "Valentino, how is it?" We are still alive. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope to be with you again in 44 years, 45 years.
Valentino, thank you very much.
Those that weren't able to compete in the track day. So the first award, and by the way, I also want to thank my lovely wife, Annie. We did a lot of work, but she did a lot of work too today. And if you ever noticed, she wasn't sweating, but we were all sweating buckets, and she thought it was easy, so she's awesome. So the first concours award is for the modern category, and the crowd favorite was the LP 670 SV.
Yeah!
Oh, wow. Not to be mounted on the golf.
Bravo!
Andato bene.
All right, and the classic. Anybody want to take a guess which one that might have been? Oh, there it is. Amazing, amazing car. Unfortunately, he can't be here to take the award. He's local Austin, I think, right? Yeah, he's local. So we'll send him his award. Very much like that once you saw that. So anyway, appreciate you guys for coming out and bringing your cars to show them. Luigi had his Countach out. Kevin and a few folks had some Diablos, beautiful cars, and appreciate that. Okay, So this one is a special award that we thought of, and this is the Spirit of Lamborghini Award. So we're going to make this one a little more interactive. So if everybody would stand up. So hopefully we'll have one person last standing. Okay, so anybody that has driven their Lamborghini less than 10,000 miles, sit down. Combined in any Lamborghinis, if you can count that.
Does Valentino qualify for that?
Valentino doesn't qualify. No, sorry, you can't win this one. Okay, is anybody still standing and they've driven more than 20,000 miles? Okay, still got a few. Some drivers out there, not garage queens, congratulations. Anybody over 30,000? Wow.
I know where that goes.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left, 6. All right, 40? 40,000? Going once?
On one car or every Lamborghini we've done? We've driven.
Yeah, well, we're doing every if you can.
Okay, I'm still in.
All right, still in. Man.
Shit.
I've got 10,000. I feel I'm not doing my job, obviously. Yeah. All right, so 55. Where? 55. 50. All right, 55. 60. I'm an auctioneer.
I'm out on it.
Only one? We still got one? 60,000. 65. 70? All right, just tell us how many miles you got approximately.
Okay. How many levels?
36,000 on my 99 Diablo VT.
Are these in kilometers?
Yeah,
Let me take my
seriously.
99? No, it's fine.
Okay. Oh, 36?
Yeah. Then I got another 3,000 on the Countach.
Okay.
12,000 on a 98 SV.
Okay.
12,000 on a 99 VT.
Okay.
Where am I at?
63.
63.
Wait.
Your other.
1,000 on the 6-0.
64,000.
What other cars do I have?
The blue.
Oh, the Mura listed 1,000 miles on that.
Did you get the
Oh, the Yalpa, another 3,000 or 4,000 on the
You're getting a
Yalpa.
pedal car.
Yeah, the Mercy. Richard, how many miles have we got on the Mercy? Okay, we bought it with 8. We're at 16 or 17,000. So another 8,000 on the Murcielago.
77.
Yeah, I guess I don't remember the exact, but
77,000.
We need, so it's total
So do I sit down?
77,000?
Yeah.
Right, we got 77,000 here. Rick, what do you got?
95, 5.
Congratulations. Very impressive.
Hey Rick, what's the longest single trip distance you've done?
Items. They've been very supportive of our new Lamborghini Driving Academy program. They went above and beyond providing free track tech services, which normally they would charge 1 to 2 hours. They really have transformed the club into what it is today. And Zach, we can't thank you enough, and Todd Blue and Kelly both, as well as the rest of the Lamborghini Houston team who are here today. Eric World. Please come. Billy, Roger, come up as well. Roger, obviously, not only are they our dealership and they have been important supporters to us, but many of them are our own personal friends. And that to us is the most important thing, is that they have always been there, and anytime we go out and we hang out together, it's like we're a family. And I think that's the real important thing, is that we...
Lambros.
Oh yeah, and we're all Lambros. So anyways, they really have transformed the club into what it is today, and the fact that they're here in our most important event really speaks volumes to us, and they're our official gold sponsor for the entire event. Not only were they there for track support, but moral support as well. And we hope to continue the relationship for many decades into the future. So thank you very much.
Thank you. On behalf of Kevin Warner, our previous Lamborghini Club President, Kevin could not be here tonight. He had to go back for a birthday of his little girl in Houston. But we feel that the amazing work that you and Safir and Ryan, you guys have done reviving this club this last year and a half has been just wonderful. I mean, we started back about 10 years ago. It was more of a driving club, but it was like pulling teeth, just getting people together. And look what you've done, I mean, in less than, like I said, a year and a half, I mean, you've grown this club to, incredible dimensions. And on Facebook alone, I think today I checked for the first time in over a couple of months, you guys are over 46,000, 47,000 likes. So if you guys haven't seen the Lamborghini Club Houston on Facebook, you may want to take a look at that. But we just want to say thank you. I mean, we're very excited about being part of the club and just hoping to continue on. So Lamborghini, just to give you my 2 cents about the brand. I started in 1998 with my first car. I bought a Lamborghini Diablo SV. And it's been extremely exciting. Never got tired of the car. I mean, I go through cars like, I don't know what, I mean, like every other week or every other month I'm with a new car. But the Lambos is always something that's been so exciting and never get bored of that. I've been through the SV, VT, Roadster, but I've always stuck with the 12-cylinder cars. It's been a wonderful, wonderful journey. So hope to be able to continue to do that for quite some time. So, thank you for being here. Hope to see you again at the Lamborghini Festival. That's an exciting event, and thank you, Alfonso, for that. Okay. Thank you.